So I haven't really posted up here in quite a while because I'm not really going to put up anything unless I have something to say. And today I do have something to say. So in my personal practices, I've done a lot of somatic work. And what that means is being present within your body. I do Qigong pretty much every day. I have done yoga in the past. I'm not doing so much at the moment, but sooner or later I'm going to go back to it in a big way. I also do a lot of sitting practice, which would be sometimes in lotus, or sometimes if my legs don't want to do that, it would be a half lotus. And I become very aware of my spine and my breathing in all of these. And this is actually going along with my personal growth practice. I am certified in massage and body work, also a practice called Watsu. I've had massage practices in the past, haven't had for about 10 years. The circumstances just weren't right. It just sort of hasn't happened. But that makes me very aware of the body. And one thing massage practitioners will talk about and realize is that a lot of times as the phrase goes, our issues are in our tissues. The usual idea of consciousness is that we're all located in our brains. People who get into somatic work, whether they're doing massage or whether they're just doing Qigong or doing their own practices inside themselves, realize that sometimes when you open up a different part of your body, that a lot of stored issues can be in there. Now, I also want to relate that to chakra work because I've done a lot of work with the chakras as far as visualizations and sounds and different things. And I really do think that's maybe the ultimate key. But relating the energetic chakras with the alignment of spine, that's the thing I'm becoming much more aware of lately, is actual alignment and feeling the lines of energy. Eric Schiffman in his yoga book talks about that a lot. And so putting in the physical alignment with energetic alignment, because of course our body, it's all an interlinked system. But the other thing I want to put into that is also personal, what we do with our minds and our energies as far as feeling negative, feeling fearful, or on the other hand, trusting spirit, whatever the things are. But I want to relate that in, and that what I found is that our thoughts, our emotions can block that alignment. And on the other hand, we've also found that when you open up a different chakra, when you do practices to open up a different chakra or a different part of your body. So for me, the big part of the body has been the lower spine, the hips, things like that. I actually had really serious back trouble from 22 to age 42. I'm way past that now. And that went away, not because it mysteriously went away, but because I really learned all the things to deal with it and successfully healed it. And quite possibly, I could say I'm, have a better spine now in my 60s than I did in my 20s. But that didn't happen by accident. And so I lost my thread there for a second. But to come back to opening up different parts seems to almost be like letting bubbles come to the surface, and then might go into a period of fear. It might be, oh yeah, I'm doing this practice, it feels great, feels whatever, and then almost like whatever's stuck in there starts coming up, and it may take a little while to process out. And what I'm finding is you just stay centered, ride with that. Of course, I still feel all these things, but to realize, okay, the bubbles are going to pop. Now, I'm not talking about just strictly myself. I'm saying all this because hopefully anybody out there listening can take these practices, and let me repeat the basic things. It's the breath, it's physical alignment of the spine, it's opening up different locked areas, and that doesn't mean you force it. It means very gently you play the edge. Again, Schiffman talks about the edge. Sounds like he's been a big influence on my thinking. He has. You find that edge where you feel it, but it's not into strain. And so opening up all these things, but on the other hand, realizing that you can't just do your body, you can't just do the energy stuff, our thoughts, our emotions, our attitudes, all that kind of stuff is absolutely key in all of this. And now the complication is that when you do open up these areas that have had issues or have, then stuff can come up. Stuff can come up, and it doesn't mean like it comes up for a second, it's gone. Could last a little while. Could last a few days, whatever. But I am finding that the key focuses are the breath, the alignment, and then actually with the breath, putting in physical things there, opening up the lungs through using various postures. And so I'm actually now talking about Qigong and yoga and chakra work in terms of personal growth, putting that in with, I believe we're all here to, actually I went to the State University of New York and it had a great motto, let each become all they can be. I think that's what we're here, is whatever our personal potential is to fulfill that as much as we can. So, alignment, breath, using physical practices, becoming highly somatically aware. And I want to mention for a second, there are types of meditation where you actually become aware of the sensation of either the air or the cloth on your skin, and you go through your body, and so you might become aware of either the feeling of the air on your toe or on your little toe, or the cloth on it if you've got socks on or whatever, but you become aware of the different sensations in different areas of your body. And you find at that point that certain parts of the body, it's like, wow, I almost have amnesia in this part of my body. I can hardly feel or haven't felt that awareness of that sensation. Because in truth, so many of us spend so much time in our heads. It used to be people read books, or now, of course, there's all the electronic stuff, but to a large extent, we live only from the neck up, and then maybe our stomachs, and occasionally our genitals. And the only time we're aware of any other part of our bodies is if we feel pain. But for the rest of it, we don't feel them very often, especially if we're sedentary a lot. So the other thing I want to add into all this is that I really do believe in the magic of nature and being outdoors. I really think there is some kind of, I know my own experience is if I'm indoors all day and I haven't gone out for a while, it just doesn't feel right. There's a theory I read somewhere that says all the building materials block some kind of vital energetic rays. I don't know if that's true, but what I can say is just being indoors a lot. So even if it's cold, even if it's quite cold out, if it's anything tolerable, I'll bundle up and go out for at least a little while. And if you're in sub-zero temperatures, then okay, don't be a masochist. But within reason, just bundle up, because there does seem to be something. I just noticed the difference. And the reason I post stuff like this is I don't believe that I'm a unique individual. I just believe that I'm just maybe like the canary in the coal mine and just more sensitive to some of these things, and have developed a sensitivity to give myself some credit for it. So that was an email coming in, that little ring. So anyway, I hope that is helpful. Alignment, breath, mental postures as well as physical postures, releasing. Doing forgiveness practice goes with a lot of this. Doing forgiveness practices, and if anyone has any kind of practice where they believe in any kind of higher power, I'm finding that simply trusting that Spirit knows what it's doing, even though I'm not too happy with the way a lot of things may look, but trusting Spirit knows what it's doing, and doing forgiveness practice seem to be absolutely vital parts of being healthy. I'm tempted to go into some of the aspects of working on your subconscious, but I will save that for another day. I will put in a plug for a book that's really helped me a lot by a woman named Marilyn Jenett, Jenett, called Feel Free to Prosper, which is written in the form of a making money type of book, but really is about reprogramming our subconscious, and I found it quite useful. So anyway, there's the little plug. She's not paying me. I paid her, actually. So, okay. Hope that helps. Be well. Over and out.